Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, on behalf of your Denver-based podcast crew, we appreciate you joining us for the Friendly Vibes.
Coming to you live from a undisclosed, very high altitude location in the Rocky Mountains. I am joined by some of the most important people in the world, me and my mother and my stepfather. We're here to just see how things go. Nobody believes this is going to be good, so it doesn't have to be. We're already full on board that this is going to suck. And there we have it. Maggie's already bitching to go potty. So we're full off the tracks right away, but that's the important way. That's this.
We're going to pause this and come back just a minute.
Maggie, come here.
Okay, we're back.
Here, Max.
Come here. I have grown in my appreciation for the peace and tranquility and what it takes to get peace and tranquility that we have up here in the mountains of Colorado. And as I get older and older, it is something I, think about all the time sitting behind the desk staring at a screen. Like, oh yeah, that out there in the world things where I want to be. So, it's really nice to have people that are the people I look up to most that value that in life and work towards that. So it's a good example for me to not get caught in the rat race of corporatism or, whatever.
If I could make a living up here, we would do it in a minute.
You just need to train him to be a content creator. He could be making stacks content creating, but he just
Questionable things I would do.
talk about how ironic is that might be the toughest skill for you as an individual to try to have to learn. Not electric work, not you could any type of anything with your hands or engineering you're a wizard at, but like setting up a camera and a ring light and recording yourself to do short little hey guys, I'm gonna be soldering this thing today. Like you would never be that. You and that are too far apart. There's too wide a chasm.
Agreed.
That might be the one skill set that God couldn't quite take on.
He could absolutely take it on. He has zero desire to do it,
Okay, fair enough.
right?
What's your thing that you have least desire to do? If this is content creator.
I know I could create content. I couldn't do all the fluff though.
Yeah.
I could do some of the stuff and set up a camera or whatever to do that. Fine, so be it. But it would be interesting. But I'm not doing any fluff. I can't do any of the showmanship. I can't do any of the.
It would be pure building, here's the steps and
Yeah, here's something that's interesting. Take it or leave it.
yeah.
But I think where that goes off the rails is most people that are doing that trying to create a following in.
No,
And you that is the last thing that you want.
I want an anti-fall.
The fewer people that know you, the better.
I'm
So
looking to lose people.
exactly. Looking to lose people. That summarizes you over there.
I mean, I feel like I would like to stay in the dark with this show for as long as if I could keep it in that hobby pocket like we were talking about last night before it flows over into a stressful workful thing. Yeah, it's a nice pocket to be in. It's a happy place to have fun and mess around.
Once you start making money on something, it's no longer a hobby.
Now it's an obligation.
Because you've done so many things where you did it as a hobby in your life and then sold it or then transitioned it into work for fabrication or
Sure.
rebuilding vehicles. When do you recognize that it's slipping into that or you're getting out of the hobbyist window?
First time it becomes monetary gain, it's no longer of interest. There's something weird about that.
Is it the scale of the monetary gain?
I really don't know. I
Is
think
it
it's
tied to
just that.
employees?
I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
But I don't know exactly what it is, but there's definitely a tie to the beginning. The second something starts to become an avenue for making money, it's no longer fun because now it's not a hobby. It's no longer enjoyable from that aspect. But at the same time, I'd rather do something that is a hobby that turned into a job than
Right.
in an office or
I think
whatever.
we're exact opposite in that regard because for me,
Yes.
everything how do we make money? How are we going to make this into a business?
Yeah.
And you're yeah. So I think we both.
It's because you have the entrepreneurial lens or whatever.
I guess that's just how I feel. I'm thinking about how to make it into something big, and I'm driven by commercial outcome, and
I don't disagree with that thought process at all. It's checked immediately. My brain goes, nah.
Yeah, because you could, one example is the Buggy project that you've been working on.
Yeah, I want to build those professionally.
Yeah, like, I mean, shit, you would never even consider that, right?
Well, then you get customers. Then it's no longer for you. So I guess
Hey, come in.
that's the distinction. Then. Maybe not so much the money aspect of it.
Yeah.
It's more of the now
Service.
service. Yeah. So we'll be right back.
It will be
Short intermission.
I mean, sure. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess the only reason I'm like really drilling into it is like, okay, the Patreon or whatever, it makes, $30 a month. To me, that is still not real money, right? So I think there is some scale of it where, or maybe I'm already thinking about it like it's a job. I don't know. So I would like to retain the fun factor for as long as possible, because I think it's what gets the good stuff out of it. I think if I had the work lens towards it, I wouldn't get the good nuggets that the pods brought me or whatever. Maybe wouldn't meet those people. I don't know.
Just thinking that through off the cuff, the style of work that you would be doing is still the same thing. So if we were to talk about, your example was me building bots, building something that I do for me, that I enjoy, that I'm talented at, that is fun for me. The second I now do that for somebody else is I don't get to do what I want to do. I have to build something that they want. And it's not about the money, but with you, you're podcasting, you're talking, you're hosting this, you're still doing it because you enjoy doing it. Making money would be a side effect of it. You're not going to change what you're doing.
Right.
Fundamentally, if I have to build somebody
It would be changing.
a buggy, it's building it for them. It's not
Got it.
the same.
Yeah, so it's completely wrong.
Maybe it's not about just monetary value. It's
Freedom.
It's the freedom of it.
He's a freedom.
I'm a huge freedom snob myself. I've been staying at a job for a long time because of freedom being a huge
Yeah.
factor of that. Because of the people, freedom is on my decision matrix of life, freedom will always be a 10 factor. And that's important to me.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to slip away from it, and I don't think it's easy to get back to. Like I see examples of people that fall into the corporate world or whatever. Maybe you get a really decent paying job at a young age, and then you kind of might give up some of your freedoms or who you are, or make concessions. Maybe I see it, just historical examples of people that I've noticed in life. You make concessions, and to me, that's giving away freedoms. If you're like conceding parts of yourself, that's like giving away freedoms.
I'm trying to think that through though. I think freedom for me has been more of a mindset than it is actually doing that stuff. Because it's like happiness, right? Happiness is earned. You have to work at being happy. You don't just become happy.
Yeah. So you have to work at the freedom for it to feel free.
Right. What is freedom?
What is freedom? What do you think freedom is?
Being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it without having to answer to other people who may be trying to shape you into doing something you don't want to do. That's freedom for me.
I don't know if I can it.
Is that enough?
Ooh.
Give me some to add on.
Again, I'm off the cuff here. I'm trying to think this through. But you're not even free from yourself, right? You still have to go to the bathroom. You still have to eat. You still what is the freedom that makes you the most happy? Because it could be limiting your ability to do things or limiting your range.
Like the Steve Jobs thing, I wear the same shirt every single day because it's a limiting decision that I don't have to make. I'm more free because I don't make that decision.
Correct.
So you lost me on that.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm just trying to think of what does that really mean? What makes you happy the most about freedom? Is freedom just the ability for you to walk around on your own terms, or is it deeper than that? Because you still have obligations to yourself, which inherently would slip into the whole concept of, well, I gotta make money, I gotta do this, I gotta take care of it. What is freedom? The less you have, the more you have.
Yeah, so that's, but
Is that the basis of it?
kind of. Is it better? Can I touch it?
No, I'm just,
Now's the red.
This is called learning by doing.
That's all right. That's what we're doing.
This is where you care more about just like doing the thing of being in the moment and you make mistakes. So the audio is going to be
Gobbledygook.
real not great. it's gonna be from the camera up until this point.
Fine, no worries.
So we'll see. But
No
that's
worries.
no. But I do think the Zen perspective that you're taking to it is really important to add, because in the modern lens, like, I think I'm a lot more free than I give myself credit for in a lot of ways too. And instead of taking the mindset of I'm a rat in a cage spinning in a wheel, I could reframe into like a more free perspective of that, which could then add layers of, it is more a mental thing than it is just,
So
not
just
extreme.
describe what freedom is to you.
Well, I think it boils down to less is more. The things that you have end up owning you, and then you don't feel free anymore. You feel an obligation to own, to have, to use, to enjoy.
So expand upon that. So
You see it with rich people all the time. They have to have bigger yacht. It's a
yeah,
Well,
and then they have to keep working and keep making that amount of money to afford all the things that they've
And make $10 million a year, and they still are living paycheck to paycheck. What are you doing? What's the point of this?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've never been in that situation where I've had literally nothing. So I've been lucky enough to support myself or
Yeah.
to have a situation that financially isn't really that big a deal. But when you do limit stuff, when you get rid of stuff, I know that that's a huge weight.
Yeah.
At 15 or 20 years old, I never imagined the joy of going to the landfill. There's something about that is just freeing.
Yeah,
Just to get
people
rid of
just
stuff.
hold on to shit like more and more and more. And I just moved twice in the last 3 years, and it's like half of the shit should have been done.
Yes.
And I've started throwing stuff more of it away. And it's like, just gotta throw more of it away.
So am I on the Gandhi path to just walk the earth?
Yeah, you're
Like-
working your way towards under a tree with absolutely nothing.
So I'm Jules. I'm trying to achieve a Jules status in life. And Jules is from Samuel Jackson in Pulp Fiction, for those who don't know.
Yeah.
In the sunny scene, not sunny. What's the
Royale, cheese.
Yeah, no, when they're at the restaurant, the lady,
Oh,
the couple that are there.
Yeah, that she's
Bunny?
going nuts.
yes, Bunny and
Is it Bunny?
Yeah, I think it is Bunny. No, Bunny's
No,
from Big Lebowski.
But Bunny's the toe that got cut off.
Yeah,
Yes.
Big Lebowski, correct.
I can't remember her name.
Kitty or something like that.
It's like a two
It might
it's
be
like
Kitty.
a
It
two
might-
name.
I know
It's
who
like
you're talking about.
Anna Marie or something. It's
Okay.
it's a two.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, what she?
Well, his comment was enough of all this shit. You can have all my money. You can have everything I have. I'm destined to walk the earth
Yeah.
and be Jules. When I saw that 20 years ago, I'm like, that's the most ridiculous thing I've heard. Now I'm kind of questioning, is that really that crazy? Do I have a little Jules in me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
In my limited time on Earth, I've begun to, I've got the prefrontal lobe, see and realize the foolishness and error of my youth and perspective, and already the small shifts that I can't wait to see what 15, 20 years will do to my mind and perspective on the world.
Need and want are two very, very different things. There's
Yes.
very little we need.
And has life helped you by cutting down on the wants then? Would you say for yourself? Like you
Yeah.
feel free because
We are way freer today than we were 2 years ago.
Oh, absolutely. But that's just cutting down on the amount of responsibilities we have.
Yeah.
It's no different than anybody else in life, right?
But
You
I think-
start with nothing because you have nothing. Then you acquire all this stuff and all these things that you have, you think
But
are value.
why?
And then I don't know.
But why does that happen?
I don't know.
Because society has pictured has brought you up saying that's what you should want.
I know,
right?
No, wrong.
Why?
Because the government needs you to. Because you're a tax slave. Because the government needs you to do
Yeah.
that to become a tech, to
Yeah.
be part of the Ponzi scheme that is the thing we've got going on.
Yeah.
If you want me to get like really reductionary with it, that's my take. Because it has to happen at some degree, otherwise it breaks down. The system breaks down. Enough people have a free enough mindset on this at young enough age, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
You need enough silly little keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Cul-de-sac folk.
Yeah.
In this world to
Yeah.
allow for the free minds to maybe escape. I don't know. Because otherwise they'll just
When's the first time you think you felt that way? Like less is more. Like when did you make that transition? Was it right out of the gates, or did you have some event or something you saw or something that kind of led you down that path? Was it pre-me?
No, I think it has to do with just buyer remorse, right? The point at the first time you experience buyer's remorse, you're like, what am I doing?
Yeah,
When was that? It's a tough question
that's
to make you
me.
think
That
about.
was me.
You were his buyer's remorse.
Yes. Texas house.
You're like, God, and there's these kids too? Fuck
No.
this.
Texas
Oh.
house. No,
Oh,
not
no.
that. Not that.
That's fun. That was funny. I was thinking.
Yeah.
I know that you guys like to make everything about you, but I think this happened at a fairly young age for me.
Yeah.
I think it was probably the first time I ever had to actually spend money on something, and that was what, a vehicle?
That was
Like
brown.
a
That was
better-
brown beef, wasn't it? Wasn't
No,
your
that
first-
didn't cost any money.
Yeah. I thought that was like $50 or something.
It was a cheap Jeep that I bought non-running on the side of a hill. And redneck rule back in the day was if it didn't run, it was $500. If it ran, it was $1,000. I got it for $250 and it didn't run. And it was, what was it? I can't remember what the problem was. Oh, the distributor was backwards. On old motors, as motors turn, there's a pattern of where the pistons hit the cylinder. So it has to fire in
A certain order.
certain order. And on most vehicles, it's a even fire cycle. So it goes one, a value, an even number, so like an 8. If it's an odd fire motor, it goes 1, 3.
Okay.
On that cycle, if you pull a distributor out and you put it in backwards by mistake, which is real easy to do, you get an on fire. So the guy who had the Jeep running before me did maintenance, stabbed, is what it's called, stabbing the distributor 180 out, and it wouldn't run. So literally it was a 4-second fix for me. So I got a Jeep for $250 on the side of a hill.
At that age.
Well, I was at least 16 because I was driving
You
at
know
that point.
Yeah.
Um,
15, 16.
there is no buyer.
You helped me get my first car when I was 50.
Yeah.
Because when I was getting my permit, it was, hey, mom was like, hey, I got a nice car and you're not learning to drive on this car. If you want to learn to drive, you got to figure out a way. I'll help you with some of it, but you're going to have to figure out a way to get a vehicle. And you both helped me get that Jeep that we bought off that. And I'm tall enough to say it, midget.
Who do we get
Remember?
it from? I'm trying to remember who we bought
Yeah,
it
that
from.
was
Bought it off
a
a midget in Boulder, right? Because he had to take out blocks underneath the pedals, and he had to, like, legitimately, this dude was a midget. He was 4'11".
Okay.
He was like oddly
I
short.
I
hardly
remember him being
remember that.
tiny. I don't remember the blocks. That's awesome.
Yeah. I don't remember that either, but I believe that.
Okay.
Maybe he took him out, and I remember seeing him. Maybe my memory just like thinks that's
Yeah.
funnier with that, but
That could have been a self edition.
but yeah, this green Jeep that we got when I was 15, so I could learn to drive.
The Grand Cherokee.
The Grand Cherokee?
You were?
No, Jeep Cherokee, not Grand.
It wasn't. You weren't Grand
No
yet.
Grand. It was the old boxy style, the cool style.
The peasant vehicle.
I mean, those I love those cars.
You did.
I wish I could fit in them. Like, I'd have to refab a seat. If I bought one again, refabbing the seat would be the only way to drive one of those, because
So
that's what part of what gave me the back trouble was
Hunching.
hunching in that seat.
So again, buyer's remorse. You didn't have buyer's remorse for that, but yet, are you really all that happy with that? And it's 5x the price?
Oh my god! Yeah. Bought that. I bought my truck at the tippity top of the used car market back in 21. Oh man, yeah, that was one where it was just like the buyer's remorse was the market just beating me from behind. I just had no option.
Yeah.
Just had to buy at the peak.
So to get back to the original conversation,
Please.
what is happiness and freedom?
Not having buyer's remorse. So cutting down on purchases.
Don't buy things you don't need, I guess. How do you know?
Yeah, how do you like know what you need? Especially,
Where's the
how
line?
about this is a good question. As someone entering a marriage, feel like it's easy in the first 5 years of marriage to, as a couple, think you need more things than you do. There should be a lot more things that I think generally people bucket into want, but they force into the need category. What's a mechanism or way to parse through some of those that end up in the need category that should be over here in the wants? Do you think in like longer spans? You say, are we going to use this in 20 years? What is this really? I know that's a tough question, but
I mean, I think about all the crap we bought when we moved to Texas. And that was like a great example of we didn't need 1/50th of what we bought there. I mean, forget the house. The house is a whole separate deal. That was driven by.
so let's give just a little bit of backstory. For
Okay, sorry.
members, someone might not know.
Yeah.
Just a little backstory.
A little backstory. Out of work for
I
3
think I
years?
can sum it up with less. than
Okay,
that.
do it.
I think it is that we moved from a place of beauty and nature and outdoor,
Yes.
which is a humongous part of our lives. We didn't understand how much that was
Oh,
truly a big part of our lives.
Very true.
And I think moving there kind of pointed that out. And that was our coping mechanism to come up with, okay, so we can make our house nicer. We'll spend time here. You still didn't fill the void of not having nature.
No, well, that's very true. But I think there's an underlying, I don't know if that it's keep up with the Joneses or it's, and I don't even, maybe it's my family, right? Maybe it's, everybody's got nice things and whatever. And there's this, I've achieved and worked hard and, all of this, I should have that too. Why am I living in a tent or whatever, right? So it's kind of like there's that I'm fighting. That's me fighting that. And I think that took me a while to figure out that none of that matters. And right. And I still think I'm fighting personal comfort. There's a balance of balancing like what
You're
do you
just talking about wanting a hot tub up here now.
I still want that. I want that for the experience. And what I want about having that up here, honestly, so, we're on 70 acres, kind of in the middle of nowhere, although we're close to town, maybe 30 minutes from town. But the stars up here are so outstanding that for me, I want the experience because the best stars are in the winter when it's cold outside and the sky is crystal clear and you see the Milky Way and everything with such detail. But the problem is, you have to be outside in an uncomfortable situation. And in my mind, sitting in a hot tub and having that above me, that experience to me is perfect.
Yeah. Well,
And there's nothing like
they haven't come up with jackets yet, so.
What do you mean, Jack? No, but still, it's more than that. You literally would be bundled up like uncomfortable.
Like get a -30 sleeping bag and like a chair that's really comfy and go plop down.
I could absolutely do that. And you're right. And I probably should do that.
Just trying to. I know this guy's got a lot of projects here.
Yeah, he has.
I see the face rubbing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking that through. The most memorable times I have, the things that I remember vividly, was when I was the most uncomfortable.
Yeah, hardship stuff. You're absolutely right. Those are the stories you tell again and again because you remember them. You don't remember the stuff that went easily.
I don't remember being warm.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't remember going to bed comfortable and warm. I don't remember a single one of those nights.
Yeah.
I know all the nights that I was cold laying on the ground or on a rocky surface or getting wet or whatever.
Yeah,
those I remember. I could tell you that story without missing a detail.
Yeah, that's true.
Last night, I just know I was warm and went to bed. That's the end of my story.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So pushing yourself towards uncomfortability being a mechanism to.
Those are the things that you remember.
Yeah.
Those are the things that become the milestones or the postmarks or
Chapters.
Yeah, the chapters of your life
You can
where
recall.
you have adversity and you've overcome it. That's right. So when you're going through something really crappy, it's hard to see that. But when you get to the other side of it, those are the things that made you grow or made you a better person. So
Do you think moments like that make you more free? Do you think it's harder to achieve freedom if you have less of those uncomfortable?
yes, because you don't know the value of that.
Right.
You don't appreciate the value of, I think you don't appreciate the value of it until you've had that. You don't appreciate the value of everyday life unless you've had some struggles.
I don't know, because I think there are some people that just like kind of maybe NPC through life or whatever that are just really like, they seem happy or ignorant or whatever.
NPC? Sorry.
Non-player character.
Oh.
You know, like,
Yeah.
it's like, are you there? You know,
Yeah.
is this a person type of thing? You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, you're not really participating. That's
And
kind
they
of
seem
like,
real happy and dull and whatever. And I kind of, part to me is, man, I sometimes wish I was dull and couldn't, I would never trade, obviously. But
yeah,
I do wonder.
no,
They sure don't seem like they've been through adversity, is what I'm saying.
yeah.
Yeah, there's an angle there I'm trying to justify or put into words. I can't quite get there. Because those hardships, though, are things that you would never give up. I would never trade those experiences.
That's why you're willing to jump into the addition and build that because you built the outbuilding and you knew the hardships.
No, I'm a broken man at this point.
Looks right into the camera.
Yeah. There's a certain point in every man's life where he becomes broken. I've hit that
Have I
wall.
broken you?
Women call it bettered.
Yeah. Changed. I've changed him.
We had Titus, and his wife is his future like opener. And so I walked in the groom room, and the last time I'd seen him, I wasn't married, so I led with, "Hey, since the last time I'd seen you guys, I got married, and my better half's training me well," and she did all that kind of stuff, puffery, and she was like, "She's got you trained well," and this. It is one of those fun things that I get to kind of joke about.
Yeah. I mean, I think you do change in a relationship, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But if you grow together, right? You can grow to a new place that's better for both of you as you change together.
Well, yeah, I mean, you as a human being change throughout your life anyway.
Yeah.
Is that hard ever to as your partner changes, adapting, changing? Do you just wait it out? Is it just one of those things of life where it's one of those adversity periods? Or?
Well, I mean, I don't know that you've changed to where I'm trying to catch up and whatever. I mean, you've kind of been the way you've been, and I've just kind of molded to that because I was somewhere I didn't need to be, apparently, right? I was in I need 12 different types of glasses. I need a martini. What if we have people over and we want martinis? I got to have a martini glass. What if, I'm the one driving all that, and you were never on board with any of it. You've been pretty consistent. And I think I've come around to the absurdity of that. And, a solo cup does everything but coffee.
Not to interject, but I feel like Kyle's changed a lot too or maybe I have
we have a different
perspective on it because of my growth over time, but Kyle is a different kind of a
So let's
person.
hear how.
And I think it's, in parts he's made parts of you better, and you've made parts of him better, and you talk about symbiotic growing together thing where you find the good parts of the other person to help fill your cup and whatnot. And
yeah, absolutely.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's like water going back and forth, and everybody's glass ends up fuller at the end.
Yeah, that's true. I'm thinking back on some.
I mean,
You've mellowed a lot.
Yes, and I also would say that I've gotten more firm on beliefs that I know now know are beliefs that I can stand behind. Whether or not it's right or wrong, I don't know that, but I know that I've seen enough now at this point in certain things, and I'm no, I'm not doing that, or yes, that's what I need to try to strive for, or try to strive to achieve.
Yeah.
But I think it would be arrogant to say that a relationship doesn't change people, because it absolutely does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say in this situation for the better, and I think for most situations for the better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My position as a novice on the marriage thing is that women make men better. Pretty much, hopefully.
Some women.
Well, I would go the other way.
You think it's the reverse?
No, I would say I think there are situations where men also provide a I don't know what the right word is, but women can be high strung and can be focused on stuff that really doesn't matter. And
are you telling me that women can be easier manipulated by the CIA and
absolutely, absolutely,
and the media and things like this? And
absolutely, we're more emotional. We are more emotional beings. We absolutely are more emotional beings. That's factual.
You're quick to wear that on your sleeve. I think it seems to me that more and more men wear their emotions on their sleeves.
That is new, and I think that has been fabricated to some degree. Think about how advertising, how everything has changed. Think about in the shows that were on TV in the 50s, where the role of what the dad was versus what the mom was, and then how that has evolved over time, and the commercials you see now, and how guys are depicted some stupid dad that,
Well, and don't step up to take responsibility.
I think part of it is it's just like everything else, where they put stuff out to where this is what they're trying to drive, and things evolve along that line because that's what we're being told. So,
Subliminally.
Sorry, that word. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do think it is like that. There's undertones of culture.
Yeah.
There's some bad building blocks of community that have been taken away and
Yeah.
are really tough to get back, like the freedom things. I don't know if you are familiar with like the third meeting place as a concept.
No, what's that?
This is part of like young people struggling to meet and get married and date. Is like there's no more third meeting place. It used to be like a church,
Yeah.
or like people would go out to bars to drink. They don't need to do
Yeah.
that anymore.
Yeah, alcohol's really gone
So
down.
that third meeting place not existing is driving a rift.
Is it virtual now? Push against the door a little bit, then it. There you go. My name Maggie. That's a good girl.
Good girl.
You excited? Are you excited? Are you excited? Settle down, settle down, settle down.
Bring a city girl to the mountain. She goes, wow.
She is. She's wild.
Yeah, I think that third meeting place is like, in the absence of it, makes it easier for the trickle down effect of cultural molding over time to happen.
Are the communities now all virtual? Was that the issue? And is there something about needing to be physically with other people that is missing, and that is what's
I think so.
right? Because there are communities. I mean, people play games online against each other, and there are virtual places for community. But I think what's missing in that is, touch and I don't know, not physically being face to
presence
face.
is like I'm a firm believer. There's some mystical level of thing that happens with presence that you're not getting off of Zoom.
Yeah.
You like can't, that's why I don't understand the Zoom podcast, to be honest with you, because like, that's when it's really like, oh, you're really not getting the same thing out of this that I'm doing, because I can't get that with any guest over Zoom.
Yeah.
The in-person exchange is what the thing is about. And that third meeting place is where those ideas about, hey, they're trying to make all of our wives think that they need X in whatever year.
Yeah.
Like that third meeting place would be a place where all the guys would get to talk about that, and then maybe there's some pushback.
So that's an interesting concept because, living in Utah now, we are in Mormon country, and they have a very strong community. That community has not faced any issue. And I mean, they are multiple times a week community to me. I'm not Mormon, so that's not my role, but I feel like they've maintained community pretty well.
Because of, and I think faith is
Faith's coming back though, is it not?
We were talking about though the difference between in person and not in person. It's the anonymity of online.
Yeah. You take on a different persona kind of.
Well, it's no different. It's no different than driving. We would all treat each other differently if we were all behind the wheels of a car versus if we were standing and moving through space in our bodies versus online.
Yeah.
The anonymity of online's the worst. Driving, you're in your own place. You have a high level of stress. You're moving at a quick pace. There's a inherent fear with all that, and that's why people act. And I think why people act poorly in those situations. If you stepped in front of me right now, I'd be like, "Whoa!" It would be forced that interaction.
Yeah.
In a vehicle, I've only gotten one response. Never understanding.
Yes. That's the thing. You don't breach understanding. And I think maybe that's why it's not a more important part of, and maybe it's a tool of the vase trickling down, whatever, of like understanding is the point where you realize it's all bullshit. Where you realize when I talk to someone way different than me, for example, the first trans comic that did comedy in all 50 states, Ren Q, way different individual than myself. But when I talk to him and we reach some understanding, there's something there that I get to then carry forward in life that makes me better. And if people don't get understanding with other individuals, they end up in these echo chambers where they believe
bad things
or far right, where they believe the other side is nothing but evil, that they can't talk to them, that they're not people worth living.
Yeah, we literally are 95% identical, and there's 5% difference, and you don't get to understand the 95% that is identically the same between vastly different people without being face to face and having that interaction.
Right. That's what, yes. And I think I've seen that firsthand or experienced that firsthand through doing this silly show.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get that otherwise. And so, I don't know how you fix that or whether you can't legislate that, right? You can't be like, it's now a law that you have to go meet face to face 3 times a week. You know, like there's no.
You just have to have
the
natural.
driver is humans. People have to pick up and choose the hard option, which they've never historically done in this country, at least for the last. The last 50 years. Let's say post Vietnam. Let's be very specific. Post Vietnam in this country, people have chosen convenience almost exclusively, right? Convenience and ease. So I worry that maybe the ball's too far down the road of we're slipping away from our humanity, part of our connection and understanding.
No, that's very true.
And I worry that not enough people will get behind the ball or start pushing because it's too easy or convenient and they've got so much passivity. Like me, for example, I don't know how to use my hands and build stuff, right? I'd be dead back in the old day because I have to know that to survive.
Well, and also you depended a lot on your neighbors and you all like shared like resources and whatever, because an individual could afford all the things that you need to live in Alaska, for instance. And so your nearest neighbor and you work together to, right? And none of that's, people live next door to each other and don't even talk to each other.
As I'm driving up here, I'm thinking, how the hell did they get wagons across this to get to California back in the day? Like, my goodness, do I have it soft driving through a whiteout through Jefferson? Like, this is nothing. Yeah. That's what I had to think. I was like, wow, this is so soft compared to what it's been for almost all of human history.
It's true.
Yeah. There's also an aspect of my brain that you said a trans comedian who performed in all 50 states. When my brain hears something like that, I can't focus on anything else other than
too many
diving into that one off camera. But wow, that was a statement.
The multiplier effect. It just like, woo!
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
No,
Sorry.
That's hilarious. I think I don't know where we're at time wise, but this camera's still rolling, which is
okay.
Nice.
Well,
sometimes it cuts
pee-pee
out.
time.
Pee-pee time.
Please hold.
Please hold.
We will get audio.
You think?
Oh, did you stop it? This thing's red.
Slip that to me.
Does the red mean it's on too?
It is. The red finally means it's on. I did the right thing.
Excellent.
So, it's happened before.
It's all right.
People do sometimes take it into the bathroom with them. It's been known to.
It's been known.
I don't know.
Save you some editing.
I just like to push towards believing in people and humanity, and with the AI and where we're at, it's like my own mom's telling me to use the AI, and I'm like,
it's coming.
No, Mom.
It is coming.
I'm fighting for the humans. I'm on Team Human, and that's the hard choice.
I'm on Team Human too. I'm on Team Human, and I'm thinking about what we can accomplish with this.
What? I mean,
with omnipotence.
But I don't know, how does that get, okay, let me phrase it like this. How does AI and its usefulness through the tools bridge this gap of understanding that I'm kind of referencing? Because that's the biggest thing. I don't see it even coming close to contributing. If anything, it's just making it worse.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that there is a AI solution to that. I don't know.
And I think it makes it worse. So people then don't get those interactions. They don't get
I don't know if that really affects that though. Right? I mean, maybe if we're all not going into a workplace every day, that would be, right?
You think if we don't all go, I think if everyone's on UBI and not going into a workplace, that there's way less shot at human.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That's what I mean. Yeah. The more isolated you are.
We go full Wall-E in the chairs with the slushies and the screens, talking to the person next to us.
Yeah.
And there's no understanding because there's enough loops of whatever in between you and the person to not even think they're people. To not even think that you're a person anymore.
Sharing hardships pulls people together.
Yeah, I would totally agree.
And the world we live in now is anti-hardships, or the hardships that are focused aren't really hardships. They're
victimization.
Political hardships, they're whatever, they're
Yeah.
fabricated hardships.
They are fabricated. I would agree with that.
And I also think that spending less time with people makes it more valuable. So constantly interacting with people and constantly having it makes you numb to that, as opposed to having less interaction with people. And then when you do have interaction, it's more substantial,
Meaningful.
more
Yeah.
meaningful.
Yeah.
I think it is hardships, though. There's an aspect of that has gone away. We're softer in life. We don't have those same issues.
So war might be good.
Well,
This is my
Well,
positive spin on
I mean-
the future of young Americans.
I mean,
it's needed. For a lot of reasons, it's needed.
I think you talk to anybody who's been in the service and then have seen combat or whatever, they're very close with the other people that were in their unit because you've gone through some shit together, right? So I agree with that. Hardship.
Yeah, that is like
hardship
We're
forms
talking about two different
bonds.
things, though, here.
But in terms of like, that is kind of like the only legislative solution is that they would draft men into communities.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I hate to be like joking
Yes.
with the irony here, but like that is the only real thing I've come up with is that there's a world war and they have to draft young men into communities, and then those men grow up and create a better society once they get out of that. If it all doesn't crumble.
Yeah.
I think it's creating an economy. I think is at its core all it's doing.
For the war. The war machines do.
It's an economy.
What's your thoughts on? It feels to me like religion is
coming back.
coming back. Yeah. I mean, what do you feel that? Do you see that amongst your friends? Or
That.
I know you've never been super religious, but I feel like there's more of an upswing.
Yeah, I would say I am swung more back to Catholicism. I mean, if we're gonna have a holy war, I'm picking that team. Like, I will be in full gilded shield, going against the Abrahamic faith.
Yeah.
Like I'm picking Catholicism if it goes to a holy war, but as far as like full buy and sell, I think for me, I've been more pick and choose with religion.
Yeah.
Zen Buddhism helped me along the way in a few areas, and it certainly, with the freedom thing, especially in reframing, it's helpful. But
yeah.
Why do you say that you feel? What are you seeing, and where is that coming from?
Me?
A meme. She read a meme.
No, I mean, I don't know. I feel like there was a big upswing after the Charlie Kirk thing. I think there's been, young people are swinging away from typical go to bar and, get drunk and meet people that way. It just feels like there's been an upswing in religion. And I don't know whether it's valid or not, but
the only thing that I've heard about that at all was the State of the Union. Trump made that comment about it.
no,
And more people. That's the only thing
I've heard that before him, but I don't know if it's accurate or not. That's why I'm asking Sean what his perception is. Are people your age?
I'm in a bad spot to
answer
give
that.
you a good feel for that specifically, just because I think Colorado and Denver area would be one of the last
places
per capita groups where I would see that impact. Or actually, maybe I would see the swing quicker. I'm just not connected.
How do you feel about how Colorado has changed since when you were a child to now? What's your observation of that?
I think it's a bad indicator when you drive your largest companies out of your state. Like as someone who studied economics or whatever, I wouldn't call myself an economist by any stretch, but like when your biggest companies are leaving for other states, you've got some problems. Like, and the problem might be as simple as the tax code. The problem might be your approach to business, that particular industry, XYZ, but like, hey, it's bad when big businesses are leaving your state. And for people to be celebrating it is so foolish to me.
So you're saying policy killed the Colorado experience?
I think in a lot of ways, yeah, the policies have made the Colorado experience near impossible to take on. Like back in the day, I guess, I could see young people coming to Colorado to backpack or, be outdoors or like, I can't even envision that now in this economy. Like someone just like being,
who can afford that?
Who could the gear itself and the things to the linkages. It's just But from the legislative side, I see it more as like, hey, if you're not pro-business, then you're not pro-people, because the downflow effect of business generation is that at some level it's helping add value to people.
Yeah.
The taxation of that, or the thing that the business is doing, is so
It adds value or it's not there.
Is adding value.
Yeah.
And I think that gets missed because they get big companies or companies that are focused on certain things are labeled as evil, maybe right or wrong. And Palantir is the thing I'm kind of skirting around talking about, because Palantir was the biggest company in Colorado, and now it's a Florida company because all the crazy libs kept
Policy changes.
Yeah. Those policy changes.
Yeah, I mean, well, and because agitators are outside their offices, making it hard for them to do bit. And then there's a deeper conversation about like, okay, those people aren't just there.
No, they're getting funded.
Like, people don't just show up to cause problems.
We know this now.
Yeah.
We know
It's
that.
factual.
Yeah.
It's factual. And so it's like, okay, well, now it's like, come on. So now I have to envision or maybe think that, well, why would the state leadership want to make it uncomfortable on the biggest company so that they leave the state? Like, that's just so perverse to me. Yeah. But it seems like that could be allegedly some linkage of how that happened. I don't know. It's sad. I think people want to keep this easy life going, and they don't realize that part of that is spending the most money, more money than any other country, tenfold on our military industrial complex and like safety. And like, I try to explain this to like very left people, like, yeah, you should want us to spend more money than everybody else on weapons, like tenfold, because it's what lets you walk into that liberal coffee shop and get the blue hair latte. Like, you don't get any of that unless Raytheon's got these missiles. Let's be very clear. Like, and the reframing around that is something that I don't know how you're not going to teach young people, because they're going to have to learn it through real life.
Yeah. New York's going to be a very interesting experiment.
Yeah, because they're what?
It's already failing, so there's no experiment to be had.
What did they have recently where they had to show an ID to get a snow shovel, but you don't have to show an ID to vote? That's hilarious, man.
Yes. I mean, hypocrisy is the cornerstone of that whole.
Of everything.
Of all of it. It's just really.
On all sides.
On all sides. It's unbelievable.
To back up in your question of asking what's changed in Colorado since you were young to now, and you said you more or less boiling it down as it's a policy change, or is it just the fear of change? Because now if you zoom out on all this, we've got all of these massive companies that were major players. We have all of this political pull, because that's what companies do. That's what all that is. At the same time, by eliminating those things, pulling back and looking at it from the big picture, you've now made Colorado closer to what it was when you were a child. You've eliminated all the infrastructure, the businesses, the political ties, the stress, the money, everything associated with that, and made it less of a machine, of a money-making machine, and giving it back to nature.
Yeah. Okay.
Which some of it have. I don't know. It's just different. I got to that concept simply because of no human being likes change, even though most of the time change is the best thing for you. So is it comfortable and lack of change, or the being uncomfortable and change, that drives that decision? Or is it truly disappointing in where the state has gone?
That is interesting. Maybe it will get.
It's got to get worse before it gets better. Right?
Yeah, that's I guess where I'm at, is we have to like have it fall apart for it to get to a better spot. But that falling apart thing.
Well, that's what we're going through.
Yeah, I mean,
that was the first Trump administration.
Yeah. Since 2016. Yeah. It's been like that.
The second was the second shoot. That had to happen, or else we would be in a completely different place.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that means.
I guess where I struggle is like, where's this like inflated value? Like, where does it end?
Of what?
Like, when we stop, like just houses, let's say in Denver, like these prices, like this inflation of everything, Like, where does it end, or are we just going into everything? Like, a shack is going to be a $2 million thing.
Well, I mean,
This conversation's a long conversation.
yeah, I mean,
That's a whole nother. Economically, you know why the houses are what they are.
Right.
Are you asking?
I'm saying,
So-
do we have to outlaw BlackRock from owning single family homes? Like,
Gotcha.
is it too far gone where this is just a process that happens? Because right now, from an economic lens, it looks fake to me. It doesn't make sense according to the laws of things. It's a Ponzi.
well, part of the reason is because
It's
your
what
tax
happened.
dollars are being defrauded and taken to other countries and for stuff that putting in people's pockets.
That's inflation,
That's inflation.
right?
Right.
Well,
At the bottom, starting at the ground level,
Yeah.
it is inflation that's causing all of that. Those
Yeah.
things are causing inflation.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, so all the public policy outcomes have inflationary impact. Yes, 100%. Bringing in more people through immigration has an inflationary impact. Whether
And a resource and everything. It's a huge inappropriate load on everybody.
like,
What's the core question that I'm trying to get back to that? What you're saying? You're saying about the housing market and what's the point of all this?
like, is it gonna be? Is it just be renters for? Like, are they right when they tell me that I'm gonna own nothing and be happy? Because
Well-
it's gonna be easier that way.
that may be the right long-term strategy anyway, based on what we said earlier, which was you're choosing
Right.
by chasing the dream of owning a home. All you are doing is
Right.
is burdening yourself for the payments on that home for the next whatever, right? For a rental, you got 1 year exposure.
I know I'm being I'm deeply ironic
Yeah.
with this, but like, are they actually are the global elites right when they tell me that I'm going to own nothing and be happy? Like, am I going to be happier when I own less?
Yes, you will be.
Right?
Yes,
Okay.
you will be.
That's funny.
Yes, you will be.
It's not funny. It's a cycle, and it has to get worse before it gets better.
But owning less. Think about us. Are we both happier right now? We don't have a house. You don't have to worry about all the stuff with the house right now.
Yes, to
Right?
answer your question at top level, absolutely. That was some serious fucking work to get to that mindset.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah,
That
it
took
was.
a long time and had some serious hardships behind it. Those decisions did not come lightly.
Yeah.
And if we weren't forced down that path, which we weren't forced down that path specifically, but we were nudged down a direction. We went down that path. But to get down that path and to execute that took a lot.
Yeah.
It took a lot from a
Mindset shift and
mindset shift, willing to be uncomfortable for a period of time to gain a goal.
yeah.
Truly understanding what is the problem here. Is this making me happy or unhappy?
Yeah.
So yes, we're happier now owning less and having less responsibility and things don't own us anymore. But at the same time, getting to that point took a lot.
Yeah,
So
it did.
to go back to your
So the
ironic
bullet.
statement, hey, maybe they're doing us a favor and we don't even know it. Do I believe that? Do I believe that corporations and everybody has? No, I don't believe that. But there are cycles. The earth changes temperatures every couple of years. It's a fact.
Yeah.
We don't have a history of knowing, and it's arrogant and it's irresponsible to think that we know what the hell we're talking about.
Oh,
So everything has an ebb and a flow. You're not going to fight it. You're not going to win it.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe change the perspective on it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like finding happiness. It takes effort. You
See-
have to look it.
Yeah.
You
My
have to
lens
find
is
it.
funny. Of like, okay, how I get through it is like, oh, I have to just find the funny in it. Because that's like, oh, I own nothing, be happy. Oh, I'm just happy because I'm funny. This is funny to me that like, oh, look at every other country on earth is prosecuting these people that are in these public files that we just released, except for our nation.
Yes.
Right.
Which is
Like, what?
nauseating.
That's funny. I have to just laugh at that. Otherwise, I'm going to cry.
Right. But you're using humor as a cope with the fact that you're actually, at the end of the day, you're letting go. You laugh and say, fuck it.
Yeah.
Because that's all you can do.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, you're actually finding happiness. You're starting down that path because you're willing to say, fuck it,
Right.
and laugh at it.
Right. Yes, I guess my hope for more people out there, if anyone who's young and listening and like feeling down, it's like, just say fuck it because it doesn't.
Are you chasing
There's
the
no-
right objective is what I would say. What is it? What is driving you to say, I want home ownership? Because that's what everybody's told you is succeeding and what
I
the
think there's a
American
level
dream
of
is.
comfort. Right?
I mean, you're in a rental. You have plenty of comfort there. You have a bed, you have rooms, whatever. You have square foot. Why is that less appealing than owning your own home? And here's what I would say: unless you have cash to pay for that flat out straight, you are taking on a liability. You are not getting ahead. You're taking on a huge liability, and you have to balance that.
But right now, in this climate with these rates, if it was 2021 and I had money to put down, would that be the same thing? Probably not, right? Because then I would be buying in with the 2% rate for but then you're still locked. I see your point there.
You still have a 30-year mortgage, or you have whatever, where you've either got to sell it or you still are committed to make payments every month for the foreseeable future, which means now I have to hold a job for the foreseeable future. Now I have to do all these other things to make sure I can pay that, because as soon as I can't pay that, then I can't, right? So this is like, continual exposure that you're putting yourself against that is now a commitment that you have and creates stress and so forth. If you had to...
So quit the pod.
Not the pod. The pod's got nothing to do with that. I'm talking about... You're maybe chasing a dream that reduces your freedom ultimately. So if freedom is important to you...
No, I do the Nick Mullen route. Where?
What's that?
If you blow up, if you're lucky enough to blow up and make money, then you just disappear. Just get out. Right now, he's been retired. He's like 30 something. Trust
me. Any amount of money comes my way, significant enough, no one will hear. Well, you'll hear from me, but we're
a distinct difference between chasing money for money and chasing money for freedom. That's the line that I draw.
Correct.
And that's where I see it. There's a difference in those two statements.
I agree with that.
I chase the freedom. The money would
buy
freedom.
Buy the freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chasing money for money gets you houses and cars and debt and responsibility and things. And now you get a huge burden and a weight, and the things that you own end up owning you.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
And I also think that, to go back to your other statement about what you're renting, you're happy, you're comfortable, all that. Why, even if economically this was lined up to where it was a perfect time to buy, there was a surplus, there was low interest, all the financial aspect of it, say it was just a gift, now is clearly your time to buy. Do you still do that? Why are you buying a house? Why are you not continuing to rent? And that's the question. Is it because the norm is you're supposed to own, that's what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to have kids, you're supposed to...
Because you get a tax break.
It's insignificant. Let's be realistic. The tax breaks tied around children and all that ain't that great.
Yeah.
Not what they cost a year. So no, that's not a financial thing. Is it that your name lives on, that you're one of those guys that you need that? Sure, that's people need that. But fundamentally, why are you buying that house? Why are you signing up for that burden? And I don't know if anybody's given a good answer for that. I can't figure it out.
Yeah. I think we're coming to grips with that.
Wow. Here is almost so totally different, you can't even count it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just a totally different animal.
Yeah.
And I've gone up and down on this a million times.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm super fortunate and super lucky to have this experience, but at the same time, that comes at a price.
Yeah, it does.
A big one.
Yep. Particularly if you're not here.
Well, I'm talking about, mentally, spiritually, of what it's done to me and how this place has changed me for who I am as a person. Because you don't get to all those things on your own of wanting less and trying to less burden yourself with without having those experiences. So the whole thing about, force the government forcing everybody to just acquiesce to renting and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if they'll ever be happy being forced down a path, because I don't think I would have been. I got to this path on my own through hardship. I don't know if somebody just said, hey, this is going to be hard, you have to follow this path. And if you don't embrace it, again, like finding happiness, it's something you have to figure out.
So when does your Zen temple open up?
Yeah, exactly.
So you're going to get some sittings. People are going to want to... I'm telling you, if...
the fact I said that stuff is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Because that's not who I was.
No, I totally.
What's that?
That's why I joke back with you because
Yeah.
I'm trying. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm
Yeah.
trying to back
Yeah,
it up
yeah.
for anybody else. That's not me.
I joke with. I think I've said on the pod and joked before. Like I've reached the age that Kyle was when he entered my life when I was a kid. And holy shit, would I have beat my ass if I was and Kyle just would walk away. He would just walk out of the room, and that was such a beautiful way to deal with me being a shithead kid that had come into his life. I can't.
I don't know that was the right answer, though.
Oh.
And I think that was because of me. I think I forced that because I didn't want to have Kyle as a stepdad come in and be who he should have been as a dad to you two kids, because this was my fault is what that was.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I wasn't trying to get that.
Well, I know, but that's the reality of it. I forced him to behave in a way that was not natural to him, or in hindsight, what you both needed.
Was becoming a stepdad at 28 or whatever, 29 weird?
No,
I'm not like that at all.
no. I think
I guess that's something I've never had to ask you. So
the answer about me quietly leaving or whatever, however you want to word that or whatever you used, I think that was me doing the best I could at the time.
I think I see that in retrospect, and that's kind of what I was trying to get across. If I use
No, I'm just talking about it to give more depth to the conversation. I mean, we all do the best we can for the most part. To answer the question about being a no, I mean, it's an evolution of life, and I welcomed it.
I think it was a hard transition. There was a lot of emotion around that made it difficult. Right?
No,
Well, that's the personal experience of it.
Yeah.
Everybody saw it differently, and everybody lived a different.
Yeah, lived a different set of their own reality in that. But
overall, globally, no, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it. I was never a wanting children and wanting my own to do that, but now having experienced that, I know I've grown and I've become a better person because of it, for sure.
and
Especially seeing adults without children.
He's going to
There's something wrong.
yes,
20
Thank you.
Maybe not having their own children. Let me rephrase that. Being manipulated and molded by children is an important part for your own journey and for your own growth. I was exposed to children, and I had what I'd like to think a hand in that evolution. But having your own children, I don't know if it's important, but being around them and having responsibility for children of some nature and caring
You have a
for
huge responsibility to us.
caring for another human being,
Mm.
maybe is the best way.
Yeah,
And
Just
that's
saying.
who's dependent on you.
Say again?
You return to the previous part of the conversation about growing through marriage is a kind of similar
Yeah,
thing.
for sure. I think it's an important thing to make you a whole rounded human being. Being an adult and seeing adults that have no children experience at all, it's different.
It is.
It's I'm not saying they're wrong, but I know that if they had a child in their life, they would be a different person. There's no doubt about it. And whether it's good or bad, I don't know. But it makes you humble. It makes you see things different, that's for sure.
Yeah. I agree.
You were going to interject about, I think, how much you're looking forward to him being a
Oh,
grandpa.
I am. I just think if that is something that is our future and there are grandchildren in our future, I think that will be another level of, I already know what that's going to be for me. So I'm well aware of
I think
that.
you think you know what it's going to be.
I know.
I think if it happens, it'll be a totally different experience that you never
Probably will.
imagined.
Probably will. It probably will. But I'm thinking of that in a favorable way and thinking that will be something you're going to enjoy more than you think you are. That's all I'm saying.
It's another phase of life.
Yep.
Haven't hated any of them.
Yeah.
Some have been tough.
Some of them.
Even the tougher ones have made you maybe better.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of it's been damn fucking tough, but
Yep.
Hand up. That was me for some of it.
I'll
take my bones there.
I wouldn't change it
Yeah.
because I know at the end of the day, it's everybody's grown from it. You have to.
Yeah.
So I don't
Even
look at it as a
Vern.
negative. Even Vern.
Even Vern.
I don't know how long we've been going, but this has been enjoyed. Thank you
Yeah.
guys for being on my solo shot.
Absolutely.
It's not a silly show. It's good. Congratulations, too.
Yeah.
Thank you. I am really thankful that I get to keep like believing in myself, or believing in people, or like just not like giving up.
Yeah.
Because
You can't.
the world's so
Wow.
it feels real easy to give up nowadays.
A guy
It
with
does.
a beard like that is a clear person who doesn't give up.
Yeah. Well, man, I've been recently having buddies that call me and they're like,
They're thinking they're
Yeah.
struggling.
"That
Yeah.
shit sucks." And
Yeah.
I've been that person to other people too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those tough periods or whatever make me better and
That's
make
right.
me grow, like we've talked about. But like,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
if you're out there, go find somebody and talk to them because you matter.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the journey won't be the same without you. So
Oh. No, it would not.
as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the Tears.
Right.
This is my it's instead of Kanye has the album Through the Wire. He wrote a whole album and did it when
Yeah,
he was
that-
his jaw was wired shut, and he did a whole song and album through the wire. It was awesome. This is my Through the Tears episode.
I like that. I like that.
Don't forget to like, subscribe if you want more content. We have a lot of it for you, for our supporters, to keep the show ad free over at patreon.com/InTALLerable. So if you want to join us, there's only $2 a month. You can help put smoked meat into the mouths of future guests. I'm sorry that there's no smoked chicken wings today.
Yeah, we got gypped.
Yeah, you got completely hosed on the whole way the show works. But
No worries.
and as always, fuck off and be well.
He doesn't want to fuck around with the United States. Thank you, everybody.